Start the recording. Okay, OBS updated. Icons are different now.
Are you guys ready? Ready for this? Prepared?
All right, and so last time for the recap, having learned a great deal about the history of the dwarves, your group decided to stock up on supplies, and after some conversation, inform the dwarves at the embassy that you will help them. After some more debate, the destination is picked, Silver Lake, and the anchor that holds near its center. Meanwhile, Taween reached back out to Michael, the armorsmith, and spent a day or so learning the basics of his craft. Michael also informed Taween that the armor he had asked him to make will take longer than expected, and upon learning that Taween intends to travel, Michael gives him a book that will help him identify materials sought after, with sought-after properties. In a strange fashion, Taween became an apprentice of Michael the armorsmith. During these couple of days and opportunity, however, the group attracted some unwanted attention. This led to a few guards frequenting near their camp one evening, and Reginald approached them asking if all is okay. And aside from general answers, he was only left with direction that turned out to be further recruitment opportunities. The following day, as the carriage was packing up to leave, and individual groups of people filtered back into camp, the guards seemed more focused on your whereabouts. While everybody was at camp, some noticed that an arbiter had left the city walls and was closing on the guards' positions. You all began boarding the caravan as the arbiter approached. As Reginald thought to call out and begin parleying with the arbiter, as quickly as he could turn, it was suddenly 30 feet or so from him. And after a brief interchange that took place concerning the search of their belongings, Drix and others aboard urged RJ back aboard and that they should leave immediately under hushed tones. At this juncture, things turned to chaos fast. The arbiter's patience seemed to wear thin. As RJ began to jump aboard the carriage, the arbiter shot out a blast of gray energy at Noth, who was standing by the carriage protectively. As Noth raised his sword in fashion to charge, Drix snapped the reins of the carriage, and everyone began to leap to action. Roll initiative.
Do you want us to do it with the map, or is this all in our head?
No, I'm theater of the minding this.
All right.
1.
14.
My initiative is horrible.
Mine was pretty bad too, though. But that's okay.
No, yeah, no. Reginald, oh boy.
Oi.
Alright. Excellent. Halloween 10. Oh, that's not what I'm trying to press. To set the stage of this encounter a little bit, the town guard is about 100 or so feet off still. Oh my goodness. But they rolled high. They all are also wearing quite heavy armor as well, and as such, you can expect that they will be a bit slower. The Arbiter.
Holy shit.
Yes, he had an effect on him that gave him a bonus at the start of the combat.
Go get wrecked.
Oh, and because it might be important, hey, look at that. This I am going to add these two as well. Drix actually rolled really fucking high. He rolled a natural 19.
Don't forget Wizrun.
He's on there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright, lots of participants in this battle. Everybody, actually.
I actually don't see the players.
You don't?
No,
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, mine only shows a few too, but that's okay. I don't need to know it.
Interesting. Well, I have the whole list, so. Might be how they
All that
carried over
matters.
from another map or something. I'll have to remember to clear that every time then. In the future. Alright, so. The surprise round happened. RJ stopped
jumping.
hopping on the cart in the surprise round, let go, fell back to the ground, and
chugged a
Yep.
true strike.
popped your true strike. The Arbiter shot out the Gray Blast, slamming into Noth. And that begins in initiative.
You got Noth too?
Yeah, I've
On
got.
yours?
Yep. He rolled the
Okay.
3.
Ooh.
So the Arbiter, still about 30 or so feet from Noth and the caravan as a whole. Oops. There's always one page you forget to open. Shoots out from his outstretched hand another one of these gray blasts. So there's 2 people now. RJ.
Okay.
However, what's his attack bonus? I don't know that an 11 hits your touch AC.
11 does not hit my touch AC.
Oh man. As it slams past you, you can hear the almost sickening suck as it whizzes past your head. And that brings it to the town. Also, the Arbiter, as his move action, is going to port 60 feet backwards. And is now 90 feet away. As almost, he just dematerializes and rematerializes, still floating 3 feet above the air, 90 feet back. The town guard break into a full sprint forward. Seeing that that conflict has broken out, and they spend their full turn as a run action, moving 80 feet forward, and they're now 20 feet from the group. Which, due to the rolls, brings us to Drix, which is also the round the caravan is moving on, because he is the current driver of said caravan. And he snaps, yeah, not quite realizing what's all happened yet, as that was his last intended action regardless. And he moves the whole carriage 40 feet forward.
Fun times.
Yes. Wizrun, seeing this shuffle, you see him peek back the back window. He throws the what are the flaps called on windows?
Shutters.
Shutters. He throws the shutters to the side, and you see him just flick his wrist as a bolt of arcane energy flies out at one of the guards and just strikes home unerringly. Reginald. It is you and Noth, guards 20 feet behind you, and you can hear the carriage has bolted from behind you some degree.
All right, who is closest to me to attack?
To attack, there are 3 guards, and
They come together.
More or less, yeah,
Okay, and they are how far away from me?
20 feet.
Then I throw without penalty
Excellent, and with a plus 20.
with a plus 20.
I don't know the penalty would. You could lob that thing a football field away and be accurate at that point.
I hit them guy the middle,
Okay.
and I'm yelling, we're not leaving without you."
Yeah, plus 20. That'll hit.
Mm.
6 damage, fire damage. To all 3 guards, or to one of the guards.
One of them. Yep. And
The other
then
2 have
the
to
other
roll reflex, save, and fail.
Depends how close they are. Or what's your area?
They're all in the blast.
Okay.
So 1 saves, 1 fails. What's the half damage?
Half damage is 2.5. 2.5 would be
Okay.
so 2.
And so 5 for the one who fails. Okay. Any movement for you, Reginald?
I shall move behind Noth.
All right.
Wait, isn't the bomb? Doesn't the splash damage, if they fail, do
Half
the minimum
damage.
damage?
Minimum half. It's always minimum, but it's half the if they save it.
But you just did min damage, so that's 6. So it
No,
should
it's
be
It's not been damage.
6 to.
That was 6 is the damage for the target that was actually hit.
Yeah. That's,
Min damage is 2d6 plus 3, so that'll be 5.
Oh yeah, you're level. Yeah, we're level 4. Sorry.
No worries. Sin. Just in rolls. Sin shouts. You see him like the door is still hanging open as RJ you had jumped out of it. Sin shouts up, "Stop! Stop the carriage!" As he moves to the door and waits for it to stop. Taween, you are atop the carriage itself. As it has moved, you are 40 feet from Noth and RJ and 60 feet from the 3 guards. And the Arbiter is much further behind.
Jumps off.
Okay.
Moves 30 feet.
All
So
right.
I'm 10 feet behind RJ and North.
Yep. Anything for your standard, or you could also use that to move further if you wished.
No, I will free action rage
All right.
and then throw one of my javelins at the guards. They're what?
30 feet from you?
away from me.
Yep.
Javelins have a 30 feet range, so they're
Perfect.
in range. No penalty.
They're not engaged yet either, so free throw.
Indeed.
One sec, let me put my enhancements in.
Oh no.
Oh,
Uh-oh, critical fail.
Taween, as you had jumped off the carriage, you didn't feel it right away, but as you twist your ankle to throw, you realize you may have torn a tendon to some degree, and you take 1 point of dex damage. And you just, as you release the javelin off into a wide arc. The
Damn.
searing pain shooting up your leg. Fizz,
Yes.
it is your
indeed.
turn.
It is my turn. Is Sin armed or no?
He does not
In any
seem
way.
to have weaponry.
Okay. I'm gonna drop my crossbow and quiver and tell him after loading a bolt, because that's a free action for me. Sin, take the crossbow, just point and pull the trigger at a bad guy, and I'm gonna whip out my loot. I'm gonna stroll to the because there's the driver's seat and a seat beside it, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna poke my head out, start playing a little inspirational tune for Drix.
Okay.
I'm gonna inspire confidence on him. So he must be able, ally must be within 30 feet and able to see and hear the bard.
Yeah.
The ally gets +2 confidence bonus on skill checks with a particular skill as long as she continues to hear the bard's performance. It's going to be whatever the drive skill is.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell Drix we need to turn this... we need to find a spot to turn this cart around and run these guys down.
There you go.
With a diplomacy in
Yep.
case he's not
Yep,
feeling
I was
too
gonna
confident
ask,
about
just
that.
in okay.
15.
He is not a very strong-willed man. And he kind of looks at you. Oh, hell. And you see him rip left on the reins. That's
Excellent.
great.
Excellent.
these poor horses.
Hey, one of them's my horse, okay? Hopefully he's in the lead, because he is a war horse, so... And that's going to be my turn, because I've used my bard standard action to start the bardic performance.
Excellent. Okay. Noth is going to do what Noth does best. And he steps up to that central guard, looming over them a good 1.5 feet in height. And he shouts out in Orc, so only Taween understands. For honor! You will not take us!
Sounds about right.
As he overhand chops. That will hit the guard. And it will bust through his DR. And do an amount of damage. You see the guard is just blasted to the side, jarred by the hit that just happens. Nithirn, you are on the cart.
All right. So do I need to do an acrobatics to jump off?
Yeah.
All right. So I will. And somebody's in my way too, right? But I should be able to move through.
You can dip through Sin
Yeah, I shouldn't have a problem getting through Sin. So I'll acrobatics off.
easily.
I leap, do a spin, boom, land on my feet, skidding to a stop, kind of like a superhero style. And I'm 40 foot away, huh?
You are 60 feet from the guards, 40 feet from RJ and Noth.
Oh, well, that sucks. I guess I have to. Part of a, let's see, total defense. I guess I will just move up to RJ and Noth. I guess that's that's a double move, right?
Well, more accurately, Noth is now in melee with the guards. RJ is 60 feet from you, and Taween's 50 feet from you. But yeah, so you're wanting to double move up as close as you can?
To RJ. Yep. Double up behind RJ, and
You could get as
I think
far
that's all I
as
can do.
engaging with the guards if you wished with your movement.
Yeah, then what?
I don't know. I'm
so-
just saying for your spacing.
Yeah, my move gets me up to RJ.
Excellent.
Okay, I think that's all I can do. Can I go into a total defense?
No, because that's a full round
Full
or
action.
a standard or something, and you
A
double move.
one round. It's yeah. Okay, sounds good. That's it. I'm done. It's a standard action. You're right.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I can do.
All right. The Arbiter, who is 60 feet from the front line, drifts over the air 30 feet forward to be 30 feet behind the line of guards. Outstretches his hand, and a barrage of force missiles fire from it. You're all familiar with this. Rizun does this. Although he fires 4 missiles. And for targets, we have Halloween.
4 of us.
4. So I roll a d4. Now I'm going initiative order. Whoever's last. Nithirn. Nithirn, you sprint up into battle, and just as soon as you're casing the place, these 4 bolts of force come flying out across you. Ooh, God. 17 force damage.
Okay.
As all 4 of them just slam into you like bullets.
Nothing I can do about that.
The town guard, the one that is getting absolutely harried, Tom, as you know him. Although he has his helmet on at the moment. But I imagine that the slam from Noth just slammed it right off his head. So you see Tom in all his glory, a panicked look on his face. He he shouts out, "This is the one! The big one did it!" As he points at Noth. Seeming to, like, yell over his shoulder at the Arbiter. And then all 3 are going to pound down on Noth. And I need his sheet up. Noth has a 11 defense, so it fell off. Hit. Can they hurt him? Yes, essentially. Okay, 1 damage from that one. Ooh, 4 damage from that one. And no damage from that one. So a total of 5 damage to Noth. As all 3 of these long swords clash into him. Noth is now grazed.
And not good.
Drix, he's gonna roll his ride check with a
+2.
+2.
Yeah.
Okay, he is trained in it. He has a. That's 3, 4. Okay, 14. He gets like, because he can't just turn on a dime, right? This is a large cart.
Yeah.
He manages to get it like 75% of the way turned in this big U shape.
Yeah.
Which was a double move as he urged the horses forward and into more action, which because the arc takes up a lot of movement. But he's mostly turned around, and next round he will complete the turn likely and get most of the way towards the group. Wizrun runs to the other window that now has the new sight on the battlefield. As the back one no longer has point of view on the battle. Flings open those shutters. It's the one right above your alchemist cabinet. And it does
Hopefully
what
he doesn't roll a 1.
and does what he can from this distance, which is fire magic missiles. Also, that damage is entirely wrong. So I'll just roll it. Okay, 5, 6, 7. Focusing again the one central guard that everybody else seems to be focusing. Reginald.
If I hit between North and... Actually, never mind. I hit right behind North with a heal bomb, focusing on wounds.
Okay.
Do you want me to, well, I guess I do have to lob it anyways.
Yeah, you might roll a 1, which might angle it out of the range of Noth, so...
Yeah.
And does that only hit allies if it were to angle, or can that also... Does that just heal everything in the area?
It's the same area effect as a normal bomb. That's the reason I'm going behind North, so it just hits North.
Gotcha. Yeah, easily enough. You hit the right target square, which
And
puts that at what, 5?
Yeah.
Splash. And he's obviously not worried about dodging that from behind.
And it is 4 wounds.
Yep.
So min wounds, so...
Oh, right. So 2,
4.
because you rolled 2 die?
Because my int is 3. So technically 5, because...
We'll do 5 now. We'll have to figure out how that works later.
Yeah.
Because normally healing stuff heals based on the number of die rolled. But if you specifically have an int mod...
No, we did discuss this. We
we did?
Healing bombs. We did say that healing bombs, because it is a bomb, uses it as the increase of whatever of healing.
Okay, cool. Okay, good enough. So he heals 5 wounds. Any movement for you, Reginald? You see Nith is beside you. Taween is slightly behind, with apparently a cramped leg. And as you look over your shoulder, you see the whole fucking carriage has turned about and is charging this direction.
Quick question. What does blessed weapon do again?
That will give it a +1 to attack rolls, I believe. I'll look it up real quick. Yeah. Blessed weapon. It gives it a +1 enhancement bonus for the purpose of bypassing evil creatures, DR, and stuff.
Oh, never mind then. I
So if they're evil, it would bypass DR, and it would be a +1 weapon. If they're not evil, it would basically have no effect.
Yep.
And all critical rolls against evil foes are automatically successful.
All right, then I do knowledge arcana on the arbiter.
Okay, what are you trying to discern?
I'm trying to discern if the arbiter's armor is what type of magic is usually on an arbiter's armor type thing. Can I do that?
You're not using detect magic, so you can't necessarily see any auras or anything of that nature. Also, you could roll perception to see if you can see anything that is usually associated with enchantment of a weapon, runes, sigils, stuff of that nature. And you also have not seen him actually been hit by anything yet. And usually, if somebody hits a magic armor, you would see some sort of physical reaction as well, potentially.
All right, then never mind. That's all I do.
Okay. Sin. He has this crossbow you've shoved into his hands, and looks at it. Oh boy. What the hell are we doing? Also, the door is on the side that is facing away from everything. Because he veered left, and the door is on the right side of the carriage. So Sin is going to ready an action to fire the crossbow should he come into view, and he's got like one hand on a bar on the inside of the carriage, and he's like leaned out on the side.
Yeah, it is like a light crossbow, so
okay,
yeah.
So it's only one-handed,
so
basically.
Yeah.
Halloween.
Here's a question.
Yes.
What type of roll would we do if I want to hurt myself?
Depends on. You're trying to get your blood thing active?
Yes.
I mean, I would say, as part of your move, you could just inflict a point of a wound if you wish.
Inflict a wound?
Yeah, I mean, like, because if you're in the moment, you're just trying to quickly jab yourself to get bleeding.
Yeah, that's fine. A wound is... I'll take one wound for this. I don't think I'll be doing much damage to these guards unless I got that.
All right.
So I'm going to move 30 feet.
Yep. Which
next to one. Which puts me right next to one of the guards.
Uh-huh. Noth is in front of the center one.
Yeah, I'll go towards the one on the right.
Okay.
And then during my move action, I'll inflict one wound on myself.
Yep.
Take me down to 49 wounds.
Jesus, you have so many wounds.
High con.
Swift action, black blood onto my silver spear.
Mm-hmm. Which is all like almost one fluid motion because you stab yourself with that spearhead almost to inflict the wound and just kind of dig it in to coat it.
And then I will attack with my silver spear.
Excellent.
Boom.
I'm assuming that hits.
That will hit.
And this will be for the cold damage.
And the hit itself is hard enough to find a chink in the armor and actually hit through it. And you can see emanating from that the cold that further, as it hits the man, as immediate frostbite sets in around the stab. Fizz.
Right, so that's how we'll rule that from now on. I have to take one wound to activate it on my own. Navar?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you're muted, Fizz.
I'm going to continue to do great things, or encourage Strix to do great things in the art of
Yep.
driving in a caravan. And I'm going to kind of remain where I am beside him at the head of by the driver's seat. And I'm going to use my standard action to use a cantrip called Message. And I will. So it's you can whisper messages and receive whispered replies.
Who are you talking
Distance
to?
is 130 feet. So Noth can speak common, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to tell Noth, Tyween, and RJ, when we start barreling through, move out of the way. So those nearby can hear with a DC 25 perception check. So I guess the guards would be able to do
They
perception checks.
they can't.
But it
get
is
that.
an audio
Doesn't matter.
effect. It's an audio effect, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why I didn't choose you. I have never spoken to you, so I don't even know if you speak common.
It's a mystery.
Yep.
Excellent.
And that's my turn.
Noth. Going to do Noth things. And slam again into the central one. Utterly like bending in part of his armor as it hits him, cleaving through a part of it. You can see blood pouring from beneath the armor, and then he 5-foot steps to the left one. Mithyan.
I don't know if I can hit these guys or not, but just like I don't know. Give me a minute. You picked the wrong time. You can wait. How far am I away from one of the guards? The closest one.
You are still, I believe, 20 feet off because you're next to RJ.
And no problem. And then can I move into a flanking situation with the one Noth is fighting? It's the far left, so can I move over there and get flanking?
Yeah, probably. It'd be your whole movement, but
okay. And then I will be interrupted here, and now he's gonna cry. You gonna wait? Just watch on here for a minute. Well, I know you don't. And then I will. So I should still be able to do an unarmed strike with and intimidate, correct?
Yeah, you still have a
All right.
standard.
So let me try to unarmed strike. Kabam!
Oh yeah, you hit him.
And intimidate. Bam!
Excellent. And that did deal damage.
And I think that's all I can do. And hold my stance. So I'm on the one on the left, opposite of him from. Punched him and intimidated him.
The Arbiter.
Press. Give me the press and press. Press once again. No, you can't press like this.
Okay.
Just look at these eyeballs. Fudgy's eyeball and Fudge dead.
He is going to make an attack roll as another of these gray beams is fired from his hand.
Catch him when you go down and watch. You see that? You see the giant eyeball.
Toward RJ.
Always towards RJ.
The last one was Nithian. That will be a 16 versus touch.
No, go away. Go.
Hits.
One sec.
Holy shit! What did he throw at you?
One of the gray rays.
Fuck.
$36 force damage.
33, actually.
Oh, I can't believe it.
33.
33 non-lethal damage.
All right.
So it will first cut out all vigor, and then anything left over is counted up in that non-lethal pool on the character sheet up from 0.
Yep, just double checking what 33 minus 24 is 9.
So 9 non-lethal, and all vigor.
I have many vigor. That went through all my vigor.
That's what he did. That's what he did to.
The knock is the other
Knock,
person
too.
that's hit, yeah. And then it missed
Done
Nithian.
it. He's done it 3 times, so.
Yep.
But
No, he.
no, he hit me with
Hard.
magic missiles.
Oh, yeah.
He missed RJ the first time.
Yes.
He
yes.
missed RJ, right? So he's done it 3
Yep.
times.
Done it.
Yes. But that's assuming his magic comes from him, right?
We don't know what we're up against yet.
Yeah. Like his magic could be coming from his armor.
Can I use Knowledge Arcana to figure out what spell that was?
That would be spellcraft.
Can
To
I use my
identify-
spellcraft?
Absolutely. Yep. Anytime a spell is being cast, anybody is able to make a
I know
spellcraft. This
I
is
don't.
the spell Subduing Ray.
Ah,
It is a force evocation spell that fires rays of non-lethal damage that do non-lethal damage.
What level?
Oh, yeah.
Do we know what level spell is? Or does RJ know what level spell is?
It's a 2nd level spell. But it scales.
Yeah.
It was actually
Yeah.
one that Zika looked at one point.
Shot 4 magic missiles. Yes, he has. Might be out of those, though.
I think he is actually.
Or it's uses from his armor and he's got 30 of them.
Wand
Boy,
of
you really-
Subduing Ray!
Yeah.
He does not have a wand in his hand, I can confirm that much.
There you go.
But he's got an armored gauntlet
He is wearing gauntlets.
and he's been pointing his hand everywhere to cast this thing.
Alright, that is the Arbiter's turn. As he does not make any movement. The town guard relentlessly going to pound at Noth, seeming to have called him out. They have a focus for their attacks. He is not wound grazed anymore because we healed him, so his AC is still 11. That's a natural
Wait, what
20.
What did Narth do for his combat?
He smacked the hell
He
out of the
attacked.
little dude.
Oh, I just don't see the roll.
He's killing Tom.
Yeah, it's Tom. Poor Tom. However, Tom, or not Tom, the one on the left, which is the one Nithir and Noth are now flanking, did just nat 20 Noth and not failed the critical defense check. But he actually had a good chance. He has a +9. He rolled real low. Okay. So as Noth is raising his falchion over his head again, in his like breastplate armor, it ever so slightly lifts up from his midsection, and the guard just does this cross/sweep right at his bowels because he got the card disembowel. Which is still going to do double damage. So 21 damage off the gate.
Oof.
Noth is looking rough. He is now in critical. Additionally,
his guts have all spilled out.
Indeed. Additionally, he takes 1 con damage and some bleed damage. Which, let me put that in. That adjusts all of that by amount. Wait, how much did that lower his wounds by? I see. So the con drops him to that. And then the bleed will happen on his turn. However, Noth has Die Hard. Oh. Well. Okay, so. Noth raises his falchion over his head. And he comes slashing down at the guard. At the same time, the guard drops to one knee and in this deft swinging motion just splits him open from hip to hip. You actually see Noth's innards spill out onto the ground in front of him. And he collapses to his knees and hits the ground backwards. Unmoving. The other 2 guards attack Taween. A 23 to hit.
I'm fixing it.
And a 22 to hit.
How the fuck are they? Oh,
They each have long swords. Yep, that was the first one on the left that critical Noth. The other 2, the central one and the one next to him, both rolled pretty high.
Both hit.
The first one, before DR, whatever that may be, they're both 7 damage before DR. But I think you blocked most of that out, but...
Yeah, that's 4 damage altogether.
Yeah.
Oh, Narth is dead.
He might be just unconscious.
Drix.
Well, sorry.
7. Rolls 11 on his ride skill.
Does that include the +2?
Yep.
Okay.
His a +5
Sweet.
normally.
Forget. He needs to start rolling better.
He did just roll a 4. And he completes the turn, but it takes a bit longer on as far as some of the movement, and he gets about halfway to the group.
Okay.
Wizroom. Oh, and in that angle now, Sin's shot goes off, missing horribly at the guard. He rolls a 5.
Yeah.
And Wizrun on his turn is going to do what he can. Which I don't know why I keep clicking that, because there's no attack roll and the damage is incorrect. 3, 5, 6, 7 more force damage. Although this time he fires it at the Arbiter. As both bolts hit. Reginald.
I run up to where Noth fell down, and I do quick heal check to see if he's unconscious or not.
You're a good doctor.
Noth does not breathe. And is at -4.
All right, then I take out my Curious Serious and stuff it down his throat.
No, as in he is not alive.
Ugh.
You die at 0.
I thought there was a bit of leeway at the very end.
You die at negative your Constitution modifier,
Hmm.
and his con got drained, so he only has an 11, which puts him at 0. But his death is at 0. Normally he dies at -1.
Okay. And